Hello again, everybody. This is Commander Mr. Everything from the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron, coming at you with our July State of the Unit address. In this address, I am not only experimenting with the video format here. I got the Retaliator cockpit screen. I got my armor on. I got my agenda on the screen. We've got it looks like the Broken Star map in the background. Just giving you some visuals to take a look at. And what we're going to do is we're going to probably use this format because all I'm doing really is putting information out to the squadron on a monthly basis. And what I'm also doing is experimenting with my new OBS studio. So I'm checking out to see what I can do with it. All right, next thing I want to talk about is membership. You can see the agendas on the sides there. We're going to go down the agendas. But membership, we have 20 members in the squadron. If anyone at all, if anyone is out there recruiting, let me know. Tell me if you've actually posted in-game. If you've logged into the game and posted once that the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron was recruiting. At all. Ever. Let me know. I don't think anybody has. I'm getting a little disappointed in the squadron's recruiting. I'm getting disappointed in the fact that we only have 20 members at this stage of development. But on the flip side of that, I do want to let you know that I'm not upset with anybody in the squadron. That's not the intent of my statement here. I'm upset in the situation of development. I'm upset in the situation of the community and the squadrons that they're joining. And I'm going to go into that kind of at the last. When we get to housekeeping, I want to talk about that. But let's continue on. So we've got past events. I've had some training schedule in June. And the training was a failure. It was. I was going to do some landing, some basic maneuvering, some FPS combat in buildings. We were going to clear some buildings. We were going to do squad tactics, wing tactics, I should say, or what do we call it? Yeah, we were going to do some flight tactics where we're going to have 4 planes or 2 planes working hand in hand to defeat the enemy, flying different attack patterns and things like that. But we didn't get that. Nobody showed up to any of my trainings, and that also disappointed me. Again, I'll go into that at the end. I don't want to make it sound as a negative. It's not really a negative. It's kind of just a matter of the fact. Now, upcoming activities, that's where things are going to change. I've decided I'm not going to have any upcoming activities. Zero upcoming activities. I'm not going to take my time to schedule any activities. I'm not going to put any effort into scheduling or putting documents together for the training periods. I'm not going to put any time into adjusting or writing the squadron documents, which are on Spectrum. The squadron documents are 99% finished anyway, and I'm really waiting for beta, but I'm not going to put any effort while alpha is out in any activities. All right, now let's move on to the news from the verse. Well, there is 3.2 is live. 3.2 is live. It's a pretty good patch. It's okay, but 3.21 is in the PTU, and I had an opportunity last night to play in the 3.21 patch. I was just testing it out and things like that. It's way better than 3.2. I had 35 FPS. I was doing pretty good. I'm sure if I was streaming, I'd only have 25 FPS. But that is great, in my opinion, at this point in development, especially when they don't have container streaming or bind culling. So in 3.3, those should be coming out. And so when they come out, We'll be able to get a lot more people on the servers. We'll be able to have a lot higher FPS, and it'll be buttery smooth, hopefully. All right, so I'm loving this armor too, by the way. This is a new set of armor that have been released into the game. It's called the Inquisitor armor. It's not just this crazy helmet, but the torso and the arms and the legs, they all have like this metallic sheen to them. So if you want to take a look at it, I'm officially endorsing this armor as the One NES's armor. If you guys want to use, or the Marine armor, either the Marine armor or the Inquisitor armor, but not any of the Bandit or Hoodlum armor. Okay? All right, so what's the next one? Promotions and awards. Well, we haven't had any promotions or anybody with any kind of awards in the squadron, and part of that is we haven't been playing together at all. We haven't been logging in together. We haven't been active. Nobody on the squadron has put any recruiting out, and nobody's recruited any new recruits. Nobody's organized any activities. Nobody. So I feel that promotions should be worked for and earned, not just time in the unit. So you could be in the unit for 10 years. If you sit in the background, you don't do anything, you never log in, then you're not going to get promoted. I don't care how long you've been in the unit. I had someone ask me what it takes to get promoted, and that's why I'm putting that out on this video, so that you guys will know what I expect. What I expect is hard work, I also expect you to make an attempt to log into the game, play, post recruiting statements, just once. Just post it once when you log in. You don't have to, or each server that you switch to, that'd be fine. But don't constantly spam the chat with your recruiting statements. Just once, sometime during your play, post it and let people that are playing see what we're up to. And if they ask you any questions specifically, then sure, invite them to the Discord, talk to them, or talk to them in chat in the game, but only if they ask. And then and if you hear people complaining about, hey, you're posting in chat, you should be doing that on Spectrum, just ignore it. Don't even comment. Just drive on, because those guys have got issues if they have to complain about a simple line in chat. All right, now if you do it over and over and over, yeah, I get that. I get them complaining. But just one chat like, hey man, we're recording, we're recruiting, and then they go, you should be doing that in Spectrum, do. Yeah, those guys are retarded. So just ignore them. Okay, now in housekeeping, here's the last thing. Oh wait. All training has been canceled. Skipping back to the unit news. All training has been canceled, basically because we attempted some training, it didn't happen. Plus, I've come to an epiphany that it might be just a little bit too early to do training, and I'm putting a lot of effort into making these training modules that when nobody shows up, that's disheartening for me. But it's also disheartening, like in 2 months when they change the flight model, that I have to go back and do a training again and rewrite the manual and stuff like that. So I've put cancellation on all training until beta, and I don't want to put any effort into something that is going to waste. All right, so let's talk about housekeeping again. Let's back down to housekeeping. Okay. This is partially just letting you know where my mindset is, but it's also letting you know how the unit is going to go forward during alpha. I was super excited when Star Citizen first came out, and I formed this organization. Really, what we did was we transferred this organization from another game as an extension of the Davion Royal House Guards in MechWarrior Online. So, and then when we came over, we decided let's play a bunch of different games like War Thunder and World of Warships, and there was a bunch of other games that we were playing. But I was excited about Star Citizen. I really wasn't excited about these other games. But we did recruit guys to play War Thunder. We recruited guys to play World of Warships and blah blah blah. But A couple of years back, I made that was taking a lot out of me because I had to manage basically 3 communities inside one organization, and it took a lot out of me. So what I did was I made an announcement to the crew that we weren't going to be doing the War Thunder, and we weren't going to be doing the World of Warships. We were just going to be doing Star Citizen. So what happened was we did lose some members because of that, because they weren't into Star Citizen. But we also, most of the players actually were playing all the games anyway. So they just stuck around with the Star Citizen. Now, Star Citizen didn't progress as fast as we had hoped. So we were anticipating a couple of years ago actually getting more and more and more members into the organization and being able to do more in the game. And the game kind of put brakes on the development because they were building all the tools out to make Squadron 42 and the Persistent Universe. And by doing that, there was a lot of skepticism, a lot of hearsay, and there was a lot of disgruntled players out there, and a lot of people have kind of stopped bothering with Star Citizen. They had basically just fallen off the wagon. Okay, but I was saying to myself, those guys, they're not committed. They weren't really a motivated player anyway. So I'm just gonna not worry about that, and we're not going to be concerned about that. But we're going to drive on with a heart on, right? Well, things change. Our entire squadron, except for maybe 3 or 4 players, are inactive. We have 20 members in the squadron right now, but I only ever see 3 or 4 people in Discord. We have some senior leadership that are not in Discord. We have some the squadron is really, in my opinion, the squadron is falling apart. But then I step back and I realize, I'm sitting back and I'm like, well, is it really? Is it my perspective, or is it really falling apart, or what is going on? So I've had kind of a few days to think about how I wanted to present what I'm thinking to you guys. And I'm sorry this video is coming out on the 10th. I've decided that it's kind of a consensus amongst all the players, because I've interacted with a number of different other organizations, and they're all going through the same situation. And so it's not just us. All these organizations are having an issue where members are not logging in. Members are not joining groups. They're not doing training. They're basically waiting. They're waiting to see if and when Star Citizen's going to get a little bit more player interaction. Arena Commanders numbers have dropped down. Star Marines numbers have dropped down. And the Persistent Universe numbers have dropped. So I think that's a symptom of everybody's done everything already. We've already gone to all the stations. We've already done all the missions. We've already done Arena Commander like 100 times. We've already done Star Marine 100 times. And what they want us to do is to make our own content. Okay, that's cool, but that only goes so far. That you can only you only have so big of an imagination, right, to be able to make up your own content. So I don't hold it against anybody in the squadron that you're not active. I just wish you were. But if you're not active, it's okay. So I'm also falling in. I'm starting to fall into that that rut where I'm starting to not become active. I've only logged in the last month probably 3 or 4 times into Star Citizen. I've been playing all these other games that are out now. But what I'm going to do now, I'm giving you a commitment that I will log in and play Star Citizen 2 or 3 times a week. That's a guarantee. If you want to join me, come join me. If you don't want to join me, it's okay. If you don't want to log into Star Citizen because your system can't handle it, or if you don't want to log into Star Citizen because you don't think there's enough to do, that's okay. If you think the training's a waste of time at this hour, that's okay. It's all right. I'm not going to be personally butthurt about it. I basically took a deep breath, took a step back, and realized it's not our squadron. It's basically the game. It's the state of the situation of the universe right now. It's not just us. So I feel like as a squadron member, squadron leader, I am not going to put any effort into trying to force you to come to a meeting. I'm not going to get our leadership on. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to step back and kind of let the game ride and let the squadron ride. When it gets closer to beta, then I'm going to put a little bit more effort into it. I'm going to push. But right now, I'm going to kind of just coast. We're just going to slide through the universe right now on cruise control. Now, if you want to get a promotion in the squadron, I want to talk about this a little bit. If you want to get a promotion in the squadron, I expect you to log in, play with me. I expect you to attempt to recruit. I expect you to organize activities for other squadron members and play the game. I want you to know how to play the game. Now, I know it's going to be hard right now because we don't have a whole lot of members. We've got 20, but only 4 of us are active. I know it's really hard, and if we recruit 5 or 6 more members, is that really going to change anything? Not really. We're going to need to get to at least 50 before things start to change, I think. So let's push a really hard recruiting. That would be fine. Pushing recruiting, getting people to join, and then the more members we have online, the more members we have playing, the more activities we can have, and the more team fun we can have. The whole reason why you play in a squadron is because you want to join a team. You want to have someone covering your back. You want to have that intercourse with your fellow players where you guys can discuss about new strategies, theory craft, you can share resources, that's why you're in an organization. You're not in an organization to fly around solo, and I get that, and that's why you joined our organization. You're looking for that. So hopefully we'll be able to provide that, but right now it seems like this squadron is not able to provide that. Okay, it sounds like my engine's having an issue in the background, but I'll have to get up and go fix that in a moment. So the last thing I want to talk about is getting good. Okay, get good, noob. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. What I mean by that is we have time to become better at this game. That a new player, when this game launches, when this game goes to beta and then alpha and then live release, and new players join, they will not have the opportunity that we have now. Let's not squander this opportunity by not getting good at the game. If you are, if you have any kind of competitive nature to you, or if you want to survive in a dogfight, you don't want some guy that's been playing this game for 5 years to come in and dogfight you and kill you every time, or some asshole griefer that wants to come kill you, or some bandit or pirate taking your cargo because you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to react to the situation. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that we are squandering this time that we have been allotted to us, years worth of practice, to get in and get moderately good. You don't even have to be an expert, but I want you to be good at this game. And that's why I do the trainings. And that's why I want people to join and play and log in. Even if it's the same old content over and over, practice makes perfect. I jump into Arena Commander from time to time, play the same, Vandal Swarm or whatever, so that I can keep my skills up. Not because I enjoy the experience, even though I do, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I'm trying to keep my skill up. When I go into the universe, do I go to Korea to lower my crime stat? No, because I never have a crime stat. I go to Korea to hone my first-person shooting skills. That's why I do it. Sometimes I'll log into Star Marine. There's not a lot of people on Star Marine right now, so it's kind of hard. But I'll get in there just to see how the first-person shooting goes. Am I any good at it? Do I need to get in better? Of course I need to get better. That's why I do it. And if you're not doing it, if you're not logging in at least once a week just to keep your skills up, shame on you. You're a backer of this game, which means you have the opportunity to become good at this game. As each mechanic comes out, like mining, if you haven't practiced mining and learned how to do it, then shame on you. That's what I'm saying. That's the last thing I want to say. I want to leave you with that. Get good, noob. If you haven't practiced this game, if you haven't played with a team, you haven't coordinated activities with 4 players or more to like raid bases or defend Port Korea or gone on missions together, shame on you. All right, guys. I think I've said enough. This video is not going to be put up publicly. I'm going to put it up and post it in our Spectrum, and I'm also going to post it on our Discord so that you can see it. If you have the link, watch it. If you don't have, if you're not in the squadron, you're probably not going to get the link. So I don't need everyone to share our dirty laundry out there. This video here was a little pointed, so I wanted to make sure the squadron understands that I want more out of the squadron. Hopefully I'll get it. All right, guys. I'll catch you next time.